Good morning, friends. It is Wednesday, August 19th, 2026. Bright and early here at the Universal Orlando Resort. We're back checking in on the construction progress of Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift, all the construction progress going on over in the Lost Continent, and all the final setup for Halloween Horror Nights. It's starting soon, not this weekend coming up, but the weekend after it officially opens to guests. So let's head on over to Hard Rock as we're already making our way there. See what they've been able to get done over the past several days. We're here on Sunday. So remember, we are checking out the site a couple times a week right now for all the progress leading up to the pull-through tests and official power test runs. So make sure to subscribe so that you stay up to date on all the latest work going on in Fast and Furious. All right, let's go see the site. All right, friends, we made it. I'm definitely noticing a bunch of little things here and there that are different. First thing I'm seeing is that we have rebar just kind of scattered around the site and other work areas. Looks like large panels of rebar, maybe for pathway or other concrete pads. Not sure, their placement is kind of odd right now. I am also seeing a bunch of markings here on the ground, maybe for a retaining wall, edge of a concrete pad, but definitely more markings. In a previous update, we did mention that bolts are being torqued, which you can see right here. This is at the side of the overbank that's closest to Hard Rock. Crews have also worked on the spike tower, so they're making progress around, but the order in which they are torquing these columns and track pieces seems a little weird. I also see crews up on the mid-course doing some more wiring for drive motors and other electrical gear that are needed. I still haven't seen any sensor placement, but they could do that a bit later. Something else I'm noticing on the mid-course, we still don't have drive tires installed, where they've been installed mostly everywhere else. And we are also seeing our track template has made it all the way over to the spaghetti bowl area and is up on the mid-course brake run now. They are very busy though. Over at the two flanges that they have been working on to realign, one of them is welded and is in place. They even bolted it, but it's not painted yet, so that's going to be really fun to paint with those bolts there. I hope it'll look all right. They better not leave it bare like that. It needs paint for protection. Looks like our baby support column that they had to adjust the pier for is still not installed. Kind of surprised they haven't gotten this set yet. There's a ladder by it though, and some tools. All right, back over here on the far side, I'm seeing a lot more markings over here. It looks like landscaping is becoming a priority now. There are markings all over the place over here. My guess, either another retaining wall structures for these, or it might be lining the edge of concrete pads. If I was a betting man, I'm thinking more a concrete wall like the one up to the left. I am definitely noticing a lot less material being staged over here now, so they're moving stuff around. All right, friends, I think that's going to do it for Hard Rock for this morning. We are on our way over to Islands for early park admission. Let's see how busy of a day it's going to be. All right, let's get a quick check-in over at Category 10 while we are on our way over to Islands for early park admission. Crews are very active this morning. Still a lot of dirt getting pushed around, but it looks very different from last weekend. It does look like crews are now backfilling certain sections of the site to get a level working surface for the foundations. All right, friends, let's head on over to Islands for early park admission now. Maybe get on a few rides. I want some Velocicoaster in my life this morning to, one, wake up. Didn't get very much sleep, but here we are. Thankfully, it's still nice and cool this morning. It's still gonna be really hot, upper 90s, humid. These things fogged up the second I got it out of the car, so you know that's gonna be a hot floor today. So, all right, let's head on in. And of course, we're heading over to our special pass holder entrance. And man, this is nice and short this morning. We're gonna be right in. And we're in for early entry. Let's head on over to Lost Continent and see what's all changed over there. All right, we made it to Lost Continent. I'm already hearing crews working, but we are making our way directly over to Velocicoaster. Looks like it might be a busy-ish day. We saw a lot of tour groups. So we're just gonna go straight over there. So we'll be coming back in a bit. This sure looks weird though. You can see all the way back to Hogsmeade back there now. Ooh, and we have a new wall. Look at this. They're definitely getting ready to work on the section right next to Mythos. All right, Velocicoaster time. We're ready to ride. It says ride now. Yeah, because we're the first ones here.
Okay, Claire, this is insane.
Everything is completely.
Extra push. Whee. All right, friends, just got 3 rides on Velocicoaster done in 10 minutes. Yes, that's right. Early in the morning, 3 rides. No one was waiting. If you ask nicely to the team members, they may let you re-ride. We were lucky enough to get 3. So back on our way to Lost Continent, and then we'll go check out Hogsmeade and see how busy Hagrid's is right away this morning. Since we didn't get there right at opening, it probably has a bit of a wait, so we're not going to ride it today. We'll head on back to Jurassic Park and see what's going on at River Adventure. So first things first, let's go look at Lost Continent. I see tour groups. Hello, trailers. Like I said in a previous update, this will be for health services. Once they finish the work inside those buildings, they'll open that up. Back by the restrooms, we still have construction walls, but the restrooms are open. Health services, though, here to the right, they are going to move into those trailers because this building is likely next. All right, there's not much else to see over there at Lost Continent, so let's go check in on Hogsmeade and our Hagrid's. All right, the plaza's not too busy, but it is at a 75-minute wait. That's actually not terrible for the morning. At 8:26, there's definitely a lot more people in Hogsmeade. But also just remember, all these people right now are early entry. Park doesn't open officially until 9. So your day guests, those that bought tickets for multiple days or vacation packages, they come in at 9 o'clock. So this is only annual pass holders and resort guests that are in the park right now. So kind of crazy that Hagrid's gets up to a 75-minute wait just with that. All right, time to head on back to River Adventure and see what progress crews have gotten on the roofs of the buildings. November is coming up quick, so hopefully we will see ride testing again soon and all the random roofing projects and thatching complete. All right, friends, we made it over to River Adventure. And to my surprise, or lack thereof, I'm not seeing too much different. Plywood is still there, waterproofing's still there. But let's take a look around and see what else we can find. Well, looky here, I see thatching has begun, finally. Also looks like crews put up some red flags over here on the roof as they're working. Looks like on the other side of the building they've begun thatching as well. And I still see water down in the ride area. Let's do something a little different today. Let's head into Camp Jurassic and see what we can see from up here. We have new wood. That's cool. Well, we can see water from up here. But that's about it. All right, Thunder Falls, what are you up to? Nothing. Well, kind of like I thought, there's nothing going on inside there. It's kind of surprising that we're not seeing any work walls around it. They haven't even put up black curtains or window dressing to hide anything in there, but all the seating's still there. The only thing gone are the menu boards. So who knows when they're actually going to start work, but we need another full-service restaurant. Come on, Universal. I know Mythos's time is limited, so got to get to it. All right, we are back at the site, and it looks like crews have gone to break. The electricians are hanging out, working hard, but I just watched all the other crew walk off site. We also now have a cement truck on site, so wonder what that's going to be here for. Looks like crews are working on this brake fin that's spotted down underneath the mid-course brake area. It looks like it should be going right here. I also see crews down underneath the speed bump area working on a lot of conduit. From what I'm suspecting, they may be actually running cable from the electrical room over to this area now. There is a lot of conduit that is down underneath this area. As you can see here, center, there's a bunch of conduit coming out of a concrete pad. This is right underneath the middle of the speed bump. This man lift wasn't here earlier, so they moved it over. Also to note, we still have all of that water that's just sitting out here. Yeah, I ain't drinking any of that. But they might have been drinking that. It looks like crews are placing concrete over here by this retaining wall, so they're still doing more work. All right, so that's gonna do it over here at Hard Rock. We're gonna head into studios now for Park Open and see what's going on over at Music Plaza, back by Jimmy and the station, and then do a lap around the park to see what's changed for Halloween Horror Nights. Again, it's coming up here quick. I believe previews are coming up this weekend for team members, and then after that, we have opening. So it's almost time. And good morning, studios. Nothing's really changed here at the front of the park.
If I was in Seattle, I'd probably could tell it.
Let's head on over towards Minions and see Fast and Furious over there, if they've done any work on the booster section. Looks like we finally have some stairs installed, and they're working on it right now. On this side, it does not look like these bolts are torqued yet. I don't see any stripes. So they haven't made it here. Their order just does not make a lot of sense. Usually you want to start in one spot and work all the way through the course back to where you started, not randomly hopping around like it looks like they're doing here. All right, see all the massive people. It's gonna be the running of the bulls, rope drop, whatever you want to call it. I just call it chaos. We're gonna go to the back and not get in the middle of this. All right, here comes the chaos. All right, here's the chaos. Also, what are they doing up on the roof? I want that view. Yep, lots more wiring to be done. catwalks for the boost look pretty much complete. So they have finally completed all of the turf. There was one section right over here that was not quite done, and some of these other tree spots, but they finally finished them. Now I'm curious when our stanchion is going to get put up, because they're running out of time. Over by Jimmy, it looks like we finally have supports installed for the emergency evacuation catwalks. I was wondering when these were going to finally be installed over here. Also, one of the signs have been uncovered over here. Madlands and Ozzy Osbourne are located right underneath Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift. You're gonna walk right underneath it. All right, let's head on back over by Jimmy Fallon and the station building area and see what's changed over there. Looks like they put up barricades around this, which they weren't here the other day. We also have some other smaller props that have gotten placed, including random bits of ice cream. Well, this is interesting. Gringotts. Looks like it will be closed today. That's a very rare occurrence, but make sure you have ParkScope because you can actually track the downtime. So if the ride does open later today, you can be notified. Yes, it will notify you when attractions come up, and it does work better than the Universal app. We send out push notifications every 60 seconds. So once it goes live, you're told right away. That's kind of a bummer. All right, we made it over to the station area, and I see a few different things that have changed on site. The first one, the dirt pile's getting smaller. Yay, dirt. Some other things as of note. I definitely see more tarp being placed around the station area, which leads me to believe they're pouring concrete for the second floor or the station floor area. Even underneath the station area, you can see some more of that tarp or protective plastic. Otherwise, around the track area, I'm not seeing too much difference. Crews might be taking a break on this section right now and focusing under the station area where all the conduit comes up. There is this one big area of conduit coming up out of the ground that goes up to all of the drive motors. Getting that dirt. All right, friends, that's going to do it over by the Fast and Furious station. Let's go check out all the other props that have been placed throughout the park for Halloween Horror Nights. Well, we got some more props set out here on the stage. The final little details getting added in. Even more little props. Ooh, delicious ice cream. I wonder what's going to hide in there. Oh, we got curtains up on this one now too. Looking much more like a game. Got some added details around the cart. Yeah, there's been a lot more detail added to all the props now. All right, we're gonna go back here because they apparently have a couple cars placed back by the restrooms, which is kind of a weird spot, if you ask me. Yeah, these are just kind of sitting back here. I mean, they definitely look ready for a forklift to move them out, but I don't know why they'd put them back here. All right. Boy, is it weird not seeing Fast and Furious's big marquee out on the building. But you know, I'm not mad at it. on to better things for this building someday. Nothing's been announced, but I've heard rumors that it's just going to sit empty for a while. I'm not surprised. There's a lot of other projects going on around the resort. And the rest of the scaffolding at the Gary Deli Tower are gone. Finally back to normal, just in time for Horror Nights and the massive crowds that consume this area. Okay, back over here by Club Horror, we still have the Fast and Furious exit music playing, which is kind of hilarious. And the store is still open. Yep, exit gift shop still open. So you can still come get your merch. Is this maybe the last sign? I don't know. All right, well, over here at Club Horror, I don't see anything different. Looks about the same as it has been for the past couple of days, as we're dodging kids. All right, let's continue on. All right, back over by Nightmare Fuel, we got the warning sign. We got that up, and its official sign has been posted as well. Over by Men in Black, we have one of the house's screens installed finally, but where is the other ones? I don't know. I don't see too much different back here by Simpsons. They finished these facades up over the weekend. They're probably working on final stanchions and queue management back there now. Looks like a lot more details are getting put up. Hay. They've moved stuff around. All right, and it looks like we've got hay. And also something of note, the projector here has been brought down. It was up on a big gantry, but they brought it down. Now they've got all the hay and corn, all the final details finally going in. Well, it's looking pretty good over there. They finally have all the final details in. You can tell that previews are right around the corner because they're getting all that last minute tasks completed and off their punch list. So one last section over here in the Hollywood area. We're gonna go take a look and see what else has been added, but I don't think they have. This area was one of the first areas for them to complete. So let's go check it out anyway. All right, well, I'm not really seeing anything different, as I suspected, since this was one of the first areas to be completed. So I think that's gonna do it for over here. Let's head on back out to City Walk. So I have a feeling crews over there are working on this retaining wall. So it's going to be kind of like seating area, kind of like what they have around the plaza area. We have not looked down the alleyway for a while. You can see that the switch track has been shifted all the way over to the right. Barely, but it's there. Also, since we're back out here in City Walk, remember, the Dead Coconut Club opens at 4 p.m. Wednesdays through Sundays during Halloween Horror Nights. So check it out. It's really kind of a great way to start the fun early. All right, friends, that's going to do it for your Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift and Islands of Adventure general construction update video. As you saw, crews are really hard at work at getting Fast and Furious Hollywood Drift ready for the pull-through test. Right now, based on their progress, I'm fully expecting them to be ready to start doing pull-through during Halloween Horror Nights. Yeah, that's pretty early. So make sure that you subscribe to the channel so that you stay up to date when that happens, because we're going to be here covering that every day as much as we possibly can. We'll even be here late to try to get footage of them overnight working on it. If you guys are heading to the parks anytime soon, make sure to download ParkScope so you stay up to date on all the crowd levels, wait times, and more. As you see today, end of the month, it's quieting down right before Halloween Horror Nights, but it's going to pick up through September. So make sure to have ParkScope so that you can stay ahead of all the crowds and have a smarter park day. So if you're heading out to the parks, have a great park day. We'll see you in the next one.